Through the power of mantra or affirmation, you can actually shape and create patterns within your mind.
So when we fully sort of develop anger, we can't see the reality.
In the world out there today, people have a wrong idea of success.
Want to be happy? Build a life, not just a business.
Living that believing life. Out here living that believing life. Every day we living that believing life. Hustle like we living that believing life. Living life, yeah, so we grinding it out. Every single day we be grinding it out. Hustle like we living that believing life, oh. That believing life, oh.
So today, let's live your best believe life and learn how to 10x your life with the help of these monk secrets. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with secret number 1, shape your mind with Dandapani.
So subconscious is very moldable, and sits back here in your head, and through the power of mantra or affirmation, in Sanskrit language they call it mantra, you can actually shape and create patterns within your mind. And I'm sure when you run, and again I'm assuming that you say like, I can do this, right? You don't say like, oh no, I'm going to fail.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
And through that repetition you create patterns in your mind. So if you follow a precise technique and system, you'd create patterns in your subconscious which then become extremely magnetic and start to attract like-minded people towards you. So I use those techniques. I had affirmations or mantras that I would say every morning and every night with, and what they consist of is a concise choice of positive words. So you never say something like, oh, I'd like to be surrounded by successful people, but if I don't, it's okay. That's not a mantra. So like, I will surround myself with financially successful entrepreneurs who will teach me how to be successful.
Right.
And then it comes with the second thing that's important is a clear visualization. You have to have a clear visual concept of what the end product is going to look like. And then the third part of it, that's the most important component, is the feeling. You have to feel it, because feeling is emotion, emotion is energy, and energy is magnetic.
How do you feel it?
You remember a feeling of what it's like to experience sitting with someone who's a successful entrepreneur, spending time with them, walking away and asking yourself, wow, that felt really great. I learned so much and could really use these techniques in helping my business. Like, for example, if you win a race, you can remember the feeling of what it's like, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're doing an affirmation for your next race, you say, I will win this race, or I can win this race.
And you start to visualize that feeling you had when you won the last race.
Exactly. You visualize yourself going through the little ribbon. Okay, I don't know how your races are, right? You're walking through the ribbon.
Barbed wire in our case, but
barbed wire, exactly. Laser fence, right? Going through that, and then the feeling. What the feeling like was. The feeling is like to win that. So you hold all three in your mind at the same time and you repeat it. It creates a pattern in your subconscious which then becomes extremely magnetic. It vibrates at a particular frequency of that success and it attracts things of a similar nature.
Secret number 2, be calm with the Dalai Lama.
I think you should realize the anger may bring some kind of energy, a short moment, short period. But that energy is actually blind energy. And anger really destroys your, the part of your brain which can judge I'm right or wrong. So when we fully sort of develop anger, we can't see the reality. So that energy, more bold, right? But that energy is blind energy. So, in order to face the problem, our method should be, as I mentioned earlier, realistic. In order to carry realistic method, you must know the reality. When we look the reality, when we investigate the reality, our mind should be calm. Otherwise, we cannot see the thing objectively. So, in order to use human intelligence properly, our mind should be calm. So, thinking this line, anger, you see, firstly, destroy your inner peace. Secondly, destroy your ability to investigate the reality. So, you think this line, then once you have clear sort of awareness, anger is no use, only destruction.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The link to join is in the description below.
It's easy to make a buck, very hard to make a difference. It's quite amazing how we work ourselves up so much with increasing the standard of living that we forget to increase the standard of our life. And whenever you're updating to a higher version of yourself, you have to be able to give the best of yourself to it.
Secret number 3, have compassion with Thich Nhat Hanh.
If you think that compassion makes you weak, you are wrong. Compassion may cause a person to sacrifice his life to save other people. And we have to redefine what is compassion. It's very powerful. And we have to embody that kind of energy in our daily life. We have to re-educate people about this. You have to show what compassion can achieve. When someone is angry, he's being burned by the fire of anger. And if he knows how to practice compassion, anger will die down very quickly, and he looks much better, much more beautiful, much more attractive. And that is why we have to exemplify, embody that practice of compassion in order to persuade other people to do the same. Compassion helps us to sleep well. Compassion protects us better than guns and bombs and money. Many of us think that we are safer if we have more money, but you can lose your money very easily. But compassion is a kind of energy that can help protect you much more effectively than money. And compassion helps you to relax. Your body has more capacity to heal itself. Compassion helps you to be pleasant, to be loving, and you can restore communication with the other person easily if you have compassion in yourself. You understand the other person. Your compassion can help you do your business better because you are in good relationship with other people, including your employees. So you can list a lot of qualities of compassion, and we should have a man, a woman, a community of men and women practicing compassion like that, in order to show people that compassion is something very powerful.
Secret number 4, find the right balance with Guru Gopal Das.
In the world out there today, people have a wrong idea of success. People think success means achievement. And people think success means having all what the world is promoting to you. So the more you have, the more successful you are and the more happier you are. That's a completely wrong idea of success that people have. Now when you're wanting to achieve and you're wanting to get the best and you're wanting to get there all the time, obviously you have to work hard. Loads of people are putting in 14, 16, 18 hours of work, not prioritizing their health, not prioritizing their hobbies, not prioritizing their family, not prioritizing their spirituality, not prioritizing their unwinding themselves.
But how much do you prioritize? There's so many things seeking your attention.
Correct.
Is there a risk of people spreading themselves too thin, and how do you figure that out? How do you fix that?
I don't think so. It's a question of spreading yourself out. I think it's a question of finding the right balance. Irritability and lack of satisfaction is an outcome of a life out of balance. A life out of balance. Now it's like when an artist is wanting to make a painting or a pencil sketch, and if he's sharpening the pencil, someone comes and says, "Hey man, you're wasting your time sharpening the pencil." But unless you sharpen the pencil, whatever you do is going to be extremely blunt. So if you even want to be effective at work and achieve, it's better that you be internally focused. If you're not focused and if you're not internally mentally stable, your output at the workplace is low as well. I'm saying that if you prioritize those things that mean to you, you work on yourself, you work on your internal self, the consequence of that would be you'll be super productive in less number of hours. People are taking much longer to do something that they could have done in much shorter amount of time because they're distracted, they're not focused, they're not together internally.
What you're saying is very simple, but it's not easy.
Absolutely.
So let's cut to the chase.
Sure.
Give it all to our viewers. A few practical solutions to continue to focus on oneself and not be distracted by the noise that there are. Some practical solutions.
Correct. Number one, start taking an inventory regularly.
Okay.
Don't just go with the flow. If you're not even paying attention to, if you're not even cognizant, if you're not even identifying those areas, you're not going to work on them. So first identify that I need to work on this. Understand that this is a priority. Step two is regularly take time out. If you don't take a break, you're simply leading to a breakdown. Okay. A break is going to help you get to a breakthrough, but a lack of break is going to get you to a breakdown. If you have ever read the book The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, it's a guy who's been working, achieving, putting his 200% and gets a cardiac arrest at a young age in the courtroom. What is it all about? You've achieved everything and you're a massive failure because you couldn't work on your life. So two is take a break. Now you might say, man, I'm really busy. How am I going to take a break? Which basically means you've not got it right. If you can't take a break, you're leading to a breakdown. Prioritize that break so you can achieve a breakthrough.
Yeah.
I know breaks are not easy. Even me, my life is 150 to 200, sometimes 250 flights a year.
Exactly.
That's how much I travel. How do you take a break? I've learned the art of unwinding on the go.
How do you do that?
You have to do it on the go. Prioritize it. Listen to your favorite music. Read your favorite book. Eat your favorite food. Meditate while you're on the go. Sit there. Unwind yourself. Learn the art of cutting off from the surroundings while you're sitting in the car driving back home. You're sitting on a 17 hours flight to New York. What are you going to do all those 17 hours? Learn the art of cutting off from the surroundings and going within. I do that.
And secret number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is wake up with Jay Shetty.
Awakening signifies that we're asleep. When you say we have to become woke or awaken or any of these words that we're using now, rising above, it all means that we're asleep. So even though we think we're awake, we're saying we're consciously asleep.
Yeah.
And therefore the earth, people around us, conscious creators, everyone you've mentioned, are simply all trying to wake each other up. And we all know that when you don't wake up in the morning, the alarm just has to get louder and louder and louder. And if the alarm doesn't get louder and louder and louder and louder, we don't wake up. And so if you see the earth in a state of emergency, if you see the environment in a state of emergency, if you're looking at the world in a state of emergency, it's because the alarm is just getting louder and louder and louder and trying to say, wake up, like wake up, And so for me, that's the process that we all need to go through. Just as it's tough to wake up in the morning after you've been out to a party, you've had too much to drink, you've done something that you weren't proud of, or you've wasted your time, just as it's hard to wake up every morning when you've done that the night before, it's hard to wake up consciously when that's all you've done for lifetimes, like when that's all you've done for your whole life.
Yeah.
That's how hard it is. And I think that's why we struggle, because we all know how hard it is to just wake up the next morning when you've had a late night.
Yeah.
Imagine you've been having late nights in your consciousness for a long period of time.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Guru Gopal Das on how to grow through life that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. Where do you need to just wake up? Number 2, what does balance look like for you? And number 3, where do you need to practice compassion more in your life?
When you want to achieve success in your career, in your academics, in your business, in your profession, we will fail. And that's the example of the giraffe. When the baby giraffe is born, falls from such a high distance straight on the ground, the mother positions herself right above the baby giraffe. And guess what she does first? Gives it a hard kick. बच्चे का जन्म होता है और माँ आके खाट से लात मारती है, तो बच्चा समझता नहीं अभी तो आया है जिंदगी में, लात मारे, कौन लात मारा, लात का मतलब क्या है मालूम नहीं उसको, अचानक एक झटका मिलता है उसको. So as it's just coming out of that impact, झटका, the mother gives a bad second harder kick. Now the guy understands. अगर मैं कुछ किया नहीं तो ये चलता रहेगा सिलसिला. So this baby giraffe starts getting up on its wobbly legs, you know, on its wobbly legs. And as the baby giraffe gets up on the wobbly leg, थोड़ा खड़ा होकर, खड़ा होना सीखा ना, फैड एक और लात मारती है माँ. फिर गिर के he gets up and starts running. And then the mother giraffe goes, hugs the baby and starts kissing the baby. You know why? Because the baby giraffe's flesh is very soft and supple, and hyenas and lions love it. The mother knows that I can't be with the baby giraffe all the time. I have to go and get food for the baby. How would I protect it? इसलिए पहले ही एक ऐसी लात मारो कि ये उठना सीखे, और फिर जैसे थोड़ा उठा ना तो एक और लात मारो तो याद रहे और फिर उठना सीखे. जिंदगी भी माँ मदर जिराफ जैसी है, कई बार लात मारती है. We fail, we should get up, and we'll fail again. We should get up, and like I always say, don't just go through life, grow through life.
If you want to know the 5 morning routines that are critical for success, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Be the kind of person that doesn't use the snooze alarm.
So there's a rule, there's 30 minutes I cannot touch my telephone when I wake up.